just turn your camera off. Otherwise, you'll be part of our Zoom tree. And I will also try to go live on Facebook. This is a first. We'll see if that works.
Oh, I was going to try and do that too. I might try and do that. No, I'll just record it.
Yeah, I will record it. And so for anybody who has to jump off early, anybody who has missed it, I will have the recording available tomorrow. Oh, it looks like it works. Okay, great. So welcome everybody. Let me see if there's more people waiting. No, they should be all in. Thank you so much for joining our juicy session today. My name is Taina. My website is Thermomix, and I've been a consultant here in LA for about 4 years now. And I'm so thrilled that 3 wonderful ladies are joining me today. We have Brazil, Taiwan, and Australia in the house. Australia is represented today by Gwen. Taiwan is represented by Tiffany. And Brazil is represented by the lovely Roslane. And we will kick you off today with a lava cake. So I hope many of you have luscious lemons in your backyard. And of course you can make lemonade, and Tiffany will show you a lemonade that is breathtaking in a little bit. But we wanted to show you a few other things that you can do with lemons and make your family happy and your friends happy with fruit that comes ideally from your garden or from the organic section of your supermarket. So there's a couple of more people waiting. Cool. So Gwen, take it away with the lava cake.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm going to make a really quick and easy lava cake. So easy that I've never made it before. I'm just going to pull up the recipe on the Cookie Do, or the Cook I Do, which is here. You can see it, and I'm basically just going to start cooking. That's how easy it is. I've already preheated my oven. This is an Australian recipe, I think, or a UK recipe. So I'll be dealing in grams and Celsius. You don't have to worry too much about whether you don't understand that, because the inbuilt scales in the Thermomix just tells you when to stop and how much is enough. So that's what makes it really easy. So I'm going to put in 100 grams of unsalted butter. I've already measured this out just to, you know, speed things along. But I'm going to tear this, and you probably can't see exactly, but it's measured out. There's 100 grams. Oops. I can't get it out now after that. I can't get it off my spoon. Okay. So there's 100 grams of that, and then I'm going to click the next button, and it tells me to put in 230 grams of white chocolate. In that goes. And now I'm going to insert the measuring cup into the lid. And it wants me to go for 5 minutes at 100 degrees, which is already set in there. So I don't have to think or know what to do. And it's going to go to speed 1. So I'm going to gently press the dial. It's going to take me to speed 1. I'm going to mute my camera, and then I'm going to pass it along. So we'll come back here after 5 minutes once the chocolate and the butter have melted.
Perfect, Gwen. Thank you so much. And see, this is the benefit of having multiple Thermomixes. You can just do multiple recipes at once. Our Brazilian Roslane is going to show us now the wonderful lemon curd.
Yes. Hi, how are you? Okay. Now I can show you here that you have other recipes. It's something that I love at Thermomix, that you don't need to know how to do it, because the Thermomix tell you step by step what to do. Here, she told me that I need to wash in hot water and keep very dry for the end. And we just go next. And we have here 240 grams of white sugar and 150 grams of lemon juice, 120 grams of unsalted butter. I have everything ready.
We're using a lot of butter in this.
Yes. Yes. A lot of calories too. This is dangerous.
But a lot of vitamin C.
Yeah, and 3 eggs. I have everything ready for you. And now, just to put this one. And the machine tells you that to cook 12 minutes, the temperature is here, and you just turn the button and wait for 20 minutes. No, 12 minutes. Now you can go for the next one.
Easy as pie. Thank you, Roslane.
Welcome.
Gwen, how much longer do we have on our melting butter and white chocolate?
Mute. Okay, so I've just skipped ahead to see what I've got to do next to make sure I'm on the ball. I did that by pressing the recipe, so I'm going to go click back in and see how much longer I've got to go. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. The other thing I had to do was grease the Dariol molds, which I've done with lots of butter, so I'm ready to go on that. So I don't know if you want someone else to go. I have 2.5 minutes. Oh,
I'm sure you can fill 2.5 minutes, Gwen.
Sorry?
I'm sure you can fill 2.5 minutes.
All right, well, let me show you how I skipped ahead to see what I had left to do. There, next to you, I'm sure you can see that big next button. Next to that are 3 little dots. So I clicked on that and it gives me 3 options. The first one is recipe detail, the middle one is scales, and the third one is to cancel the recipe. Well, I don't want to cancel the recipe. I've weighed everything out, so I'm just going to click on recipe detail. And that's going to take me back to the recipe and tell me step by step where I'm up to. So there are 2 things you can do. You can, be prepared to the next step, or you can just let the 5 minutes happen and cut to somebody else, or do something else in the kitchen while you're waiting. I mean, that's what I find so helpful about the Thermomix. So again, just to get back into the recipe, I just click on anything and then it takes me back. So it's now telling me I've got 1 minute to go. It's at 100 degrees now, and it's just at a very slow speed of 1, just to keep the liquid inside turning so that it doesn't stick to the bottom and burn. You can also see by the red marks here that it's hot. So I don't want to touch the jug. I want to make sure that, I'm staying away from that jug area, but it's telling me it's hot. So that's good to know. You probably don't notice, but other people's might be green now, so you can test me out on that. So I have 25 seconds to go. I'm going to get my icing sugar ready that I pre-milled in the Thermomix. There are instructions on how to do it, but it's really simple. I just weighed out the sugar, popped it in the jug, and about 5 seconds on about 9 or 10. And then I have icing sugar. So you don't have to buy so many different things. Like I just buy sugar, and then I've got confection sugar or icing sugar, caster sugar, anything you like. So
And what is the difference between icing sugar and powdered sugar?
it's the same thing. I think it's called language translation.
It's the Australian powdered sugar, but
Yeah.
I think caster sugar is something in between the powdered sugar and the regular granulated sugar.
Correct, correct. So I just pressed next because it was finished. It just told me to grease the molds, which I've done. So I'm just going to skip along. I'm going to take this out and just check it and show you what I've got here. Because instead of stirring over a, you know, a oven, it's melted. You can't see it. I'm gonna.
It's fleeing from us.
Yeah, it really is.
But the nice thing is I learned that even high-end chocolatiers melt their chocolate in the microwave. So we all know that the Thermomix is a so much better option because you have uniform heat distribution, and some believe that the microwave destroys the food itself. So Thermomix is able to melt and temper chocolate super easy.
Correct, correct. So I'm going to pop in my icing sugar, 130 grams. And then click next to find out where to go next. I've got 3 eggs that I've done beforehand. Again, clicking next. And 3 egg yolks. So the good thing is, Taina, I get to make meringue after this with my egg whites.
Yummy. Or I recently made a pavlova.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was
lots of
amazing.
egg whites for my pavlovas.
Yeah,
Okay, a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. This is amazing paste. I bring this from Australia, but Trader Joe's has a pretty good one.
Do they have a paste or a concentrate? Oh, this one, yes.
Yeah, this is a paste. But I did find this in Trader Joe's that's also a paste, and it's really good. It's really good quality.
Oh.
So now I don't have to bring it from Australia with me, which is handy because I can't get there at the moment without quarantining. Okay, a lemon zested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the lemon zest inside. I cheated and did it already beforehand. And I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm popping the MC in like that, and I'm going to juice the lemons. But I'm going to juice it onto the lid because the lid is designed to let the lemon in or liquid in, because it's designed for like when you emulsify, you're making you know, mayonnaises and dressings and things. And my lid is going everywhere. But so I have all the pips being caught by the lid if I don't ruin it while I'm doing this. And then I'm just going to take them out. So then I don't have lemon pips everywhere. So that's a great little tip.
Those are tips that you only get when you join our cooking sessions. You learn something new, hopefully, every time you join. At least I do.
I do too. I do too. So that's the lemon. Okay, it wants me to insert the cup in, which I've already done. And now I'm going for 10 seconds on speed 3. It's you know, when you dial the dial, it pretty much goes up to speed 3. So you don't have to think too much about what, you know, what it wants you to do. Back in the old days, because I've had my Thermomix for a while, you used to have to literally sort of dial it up to whatever the speed was.
Yeah, the first time it stops at the recommended speed, even if it's just like 1. But afterwards, you can add speed or decrease speed as you would like.
Yeah, that's when you start to get good at knowing what you want. Okay, so I've just brushed down the sides with my spatula, and I'm going to add plain flour, 80 grams, and a pinch of salt, which I've already added in there. So I'll go ahead and again, I'm going to insert the lid with the cup inside, and that's going for 5 seconds on feed-through.
And that's it. 15 seconds of mixing.
That is it. That is it. So I'm just going to scrape down the remaining flour. And, oh, well, that's the batter. I'm just going to pour one out for you to show you that it is really a batter ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that it wants you to do it almost to the top. So if I press next, this is going to bake for 12 minutes. So we can come back to me. I'll finish filling these up, pop them in the oven and show you what it's like when it comes out. And let's hope it's a winner.
If not, we'll blame the oven.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Gwen. Looks like a beautiful thing to do with lemon. Next, we will have Tiffany. Tiffany, can you go on unmute? Oh, and for anybody who's fairly new to Zoom, if you select speaker view, you always see this person in large view that is talking at the moment. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. And I will try to manage everything. Please, any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. Tiffany?
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany. Today I'm going to make the famous 2-second lemonade in Thermomix. And there is a built-in recipe in there, but I'm going to use my own twist and then added a secret ingredient in there to make it a really special one. So the recipe actually calls for 2 lemons. So that's 2 lemons. And then I just cut them into cubes, into 8 cubes. So I hide them and then cut them again. And then it needs 1 tablespoon of sugar. So first, what I would do is always I pour in the water and the sugar first because I want the sugar to be totally dissolved. So, and today, the water I use is 1.5 quarter. Inside our Thermomix bowl, there is actually indicator of 1 and 2. So it's easy for you to know where to stop. So I use 1.5 quarter, and then I pre-measure it. So here's the water. I'm just going to pour them in. It's 1.5. And then I'm going to add my whole teaspoon of sugar. Go in there.
Is that brown sugar or regular white sugar that you're using?
This is a special sugar that I like a lot. It's actually from Japan, Hokkaido, but you can get them from Japanese supermarket. It looks like this. It's all from a nature vegetable and fruit. So I like it a lot.
Could it be monk fruit?
It's all from vegetable and fruit. I think it's either from beets or the can. All kind of fruit and vegetable that give you sugar. I don't know how they process it, but it looks like, you know, in a very minimal process. And I like it a lot. And then because my friend told me it doesn't add too much calorie to your body. So that's why I use it.
That's good to know. Yeah, the recipe might call for sugar, but you can always substitute that. You can use monk fruit or stevia, any sweetener, or no sweetener at all. So all of the recipes are purely suggestions.
Right. Or you can use honey. And honey, I will highly recommend it to blend it first, to that the honey and the water dissolve first. Because sometimes you add honey and lemon and blend together. Sometimes the honey, because of the consistency, it will sink on the bottom, and then sometimes it didn't really fully mix. So I'm going to just to mix the water and the sugar first, and I'm going to use the built-in function, use the turbo mode, and then just 2 seconds till that the sugar dissolve. That's it. After it, I'm going to add it the lemon.
And this is lemon with rind.
Mm-hmm. That is lemon. This is lemon.
But with the skin on.
What?
With the skin on.
Yes, with the skin
Some
on.
people can't believe that have never seen it, that we're actually throwing in with the skin.
Right. A lot of people is very amazed about this recipe. My kids can make them themselves. And then I'm going to use the built-in function, but I noticed that sometimes there might be a bitter taste if you blend it in maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and then that the lemon is set for a while. And then I discovered this. If you try to use the function and reduce the time to ½ second, but you can do it 4 times, which also accumulate to 2 seconds. And then I try it and then experiment it, and then there's no bitter taste even after 2 days. So I'm going to do that. It's ½ second, and then first time.
And that was the turbo function from the TM6 menu here, but the TM5 also has that turbo function.
Yes. 1 time, 2, 3. And then I'm going to add a secret ingredient to make this lemonade magical. My kids always call it rainbow or unicorn lemonade. Yeah, they call a unicorn lemonade. It's a purple cabbage. I use couple leaves. I'm going to just put them in. Put the hole here. And then we use the ½ second function and then twice again. Okay. Now we will need our basket. It can be used as a strainer. Notice
And
the
cabbage also adds like antioxidants to the lemonade, which the kids don't even know about.
right, exactly. I just put this in, put the basket in, and then I pour them out.
Ooh, it's pink.
Yes, yes, that's the magical lemonade.
My granddaughter will love this because she loves pink.
Then here is my lemonade.
That looks awesome. And of course, you can
Nice.
throw some mint leaves in there in the process, or basil, or strawberry, or grapefruit. But
Right.
the lemonade recipe is just a great base recipe that you can then create whatever lemonade you would like to.
Exactly.
Thank you, Tiffany. That
Thank
looks
you.
awesome.
Thank
Great. So it's my turn. I will show you something that I love to give as a present instead of candles or wine. It's a natural lemon sugar scrub for your body. And it is not considered, it's considered cosmetics type of, that's why you don't see the recipe in Cook I Do. But there's so many recipes. If you Google Thermomix beauty products, or Thermomix facial scrub, or Thermomix body butter, you get so many different recipes from different bloggers. And it's just incredible what you can do with the Thermomix besides food. So there's a whole nother world out there. So to start out, I will also use lemons that were picked from my tree about an hour ago. And this is actually one lemon. So that was a big one. So I'm dropping it in, one whole lemon. And then I will grind it for 15 seconds, speed 10. Speed 10 has been used now by almost all of us. It's 10,700 rotations a minute. So it's like an airplane taking off. And this is what I will do manually. So here, 15 seconds. Okay, let's do 16. And speed 10. And the song of the Thermomix, if you do not know that with the TM6, you can select different instrument. So this is already a nice paste. The recipe says to do that again. It looks actually great, but I'll just do it one more time, maybe a little shorter, maybe like 10 seconds. And anytime you want to stop a recipe, you can just click on the speed selector dial, and then you can continue for the remaining time if you like. So that has really taken care of the lemon here. It's really nicely ground. And I mean, that's with the pits and everything. So you could eat it. It probably is a little bitter because of the pits, but it's all natural. Next step, and I'm just gonna clean my lid off. And I just find it so amazing that all of you are here with us right now. This is the first time that we're doing the foursome. So, and I'm very thrilled to have you here. Next up is 500 grams of sugar. So you can turn on the scale by swiping to the left and turn on the scale. So I have 500 grams of sugar. And in the beginning, I made the scrub with salt, but then I was told that salt dehydrates the skin. So sugar supposedly is better for your skin. Another tip I also received, if you put that on your face, you should not really go into the sun because of the lemon. And next, we're also adding some oil. I have here some apricot oil. You can use coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil. And what I also have done is I squeezed a couple of capsules of the vitamin E into the oil, and that acts as a preservative. It's an antioxidant as well. It just will make it a little bit more shelf stable. So 150 grams, I tune that to tar, to 0. And then I weigh in my oil. And then the next step is just 1 minute, speed 8, to mix it all up. One minute. Speed 8, and I'm just going to go on mute, and whoever wants to chat, go ahead.
So Taina, you use the leftovers from your lemonade.
Hmm?
Can't hear you. You could use the leftovers from making your lemonade to make that, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. While Taina is working there, I can show you. Look how beautiful is this. This is the lemon curd. You can put this on the top of your cakes, your pancakes, your waffles, or you can fill it between. When you cook some cake, maybe you can eat with the lava cake, and it's not amazing and very easy. And if you have some people that you want to give some gifts, is one amazing idea. No, Taina?
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, Taina, go ahead.
1 minute over. And let's see what the result looks like. Ooh, nice. So the consistency you can always adjust. Now this is pretty liquid, but you can always, if you like it a thicker consistency, you can always add sugar. So this is something you can use on your face, you can use on your body, and afterwards you can have your partner lick it off. So healthy. Very good. So this is how you can turn lemons into beautiful gifts. Put it into a nice container, sticker on top, and then that comes from the garden and from your heart. Great. So who is up next? Tiffany, are you ready to show your other recipe?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay. To encore Taina's the recipe she just made, I'm actually making a cleaner. It's very similar strategy like what Taina just made. I'm going to use the lemon and the salt and water and vinegar. Just these to make a cleaner. Using this, sometimes if you cook something in here, they have a very heavy smell. You can cook this thing, the cleaner in here, it will wash off the smell and also make a perfect gift. So this recipe is very easy to remember. It calls for 2 lemons, about 300 grams, and then it calls 150 grams of water, 150 grams of vinegar, and then 150 grams of salt. And then
what kind of vinegar?
Yes. Now we're going to use the lemon, put the lemon in here, and then just like what Taina just did, I'm going to blend it, to grind it in speed 10, 30 seconds. Speed 10.
Tiffany, what type of vinegar have you been using? Oh, she can't hear. Tiffany? No, she's still grinding. Actually, I think all vinegar is good for cleaning. You can use apple cider vinegar. It's my secret weapon to combat any type of flu. I gargle with it, but you can clean with it as well. Tiffany, which vinegar have you been using?
Actually, vinegar, I'm sorry, it needs me. If it's for cleaner purpose, I'm just using anything you can store bought, like from Costco. But it's for if you're going to intake, again, I'm a huge fan of Japanese things. So I buy something from a Japanese store again. I can show you again.
We have a nice Japanese supermarket right here in Mar Vista, the Mitsuba, and yeah. I can imagine that you get the sugar there as well.
Yes, Mitsuba. It's one of my favorite. This is a Japanese vinegar.
Okay, so take notes, everybody.
And then this is a Taiwanese kind. It works so well.
A picture will work better.
Say it again.
A picture of notes will work better.
Okay. Okay, I will take a picture and send it to everyone.
Yes, and we will send anybody who joined us today, I will send the recording out with all of the recipes and with Tiffany's tips on Japanese ingredients.
I like to ask,
Yes.
how do you guess the speed whenever you do your own recipes? Is there any rule?
Yes, so we have, do you have a Thermomix?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have a TM5, TM6?
6.
6. So we have what is called the World of Thermomix. It's a PDF that we can send to you. Maybe it's a good idea. Let me mark that down. I'll include that in the email. And there is a really good table
Starting
on
point.
speeds, because you really want to be able to control the speeds. If you understand the speeds, then you kind of understand how the Thermomix works, and also with the reverse. And then I would find a recipe in Cook I Do that is similar to what you would like to prepare, and then just substitute your own ingredients. But the steps, the grinding, the mixing are usually fairly similar, be it a dough or a batter. Gwen, Tiffany, do you have any tips on adjusting your own recipes to Thermomix recipes?
For me, because I cook Chinese food a lot, so if anything that needs saute, of course, I will actually use the highest temperature varoma. And then if I'm just doing regular cooking, I will use 100 to 125. That's Celsius. And then for chopping, a lot of time I use speed 4 and 5 for chopping.
And a good rule of thumb, one that is very handy, is I feel chopping onions, 5 seconds, speed 5. Now, if you'd like them smaller, go to speed 6 or 7. But as a rule of thumb, 5 seconds, speed 5, you have nicely chopped onions or any vegetable.
And the best is that you just put the onion inside it, nothing more, and it's done. And you don't cry.
Right.
No?
Isn't that right?
If you don't look right into the bowl after the onions are chopped, like, oh my God.
No, we know sometimes when we make presentation, we open to see the onion, and when we do this, oh my God, it's horrible.
Okay, and now it moves to step 2. You can see the consistency. It's like totally puree for 30 seconds, speed 10. Full of lemon with the skin and the seed and everything. And it smells lemon. Now I'm going to move to step 2, which I'm going to add 150 grams of salt. I pre-measure it.
Sandra actually just uploaded the PDF in the chat. Thank you so much. That's a great idea. So anybody can just grab it from the chat, or I'll include it in my email tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Water and salt. Want to pour in here, spread down the bowl. And then I will need to cook it for a good 7 minutes. In 100 degrees or 212 F. That would be in speed 4.
Boiling.
So you're actually cooking it. So how long did you say?
I'm going to cook for 7 minutes.
Okay, great.
Okay. So now we can move on to Rosalind for her next dish.
And what a dish it is.
Oh, you
What
know,
is
I'm Brazilian, and I will prepare a caipirinha. But I can tell you.
Show us your lemon curd first. It looks so
Yes.
beautiful. Is that the one that you just prepared?
I will use this one because
the
normally in
lemon
Brazil,
curd, Rosalind.
we use this.
Can you show us the lemon curd?
Oh, yes, of course.
She
Look,
did already.
I already put here, and I showed before. Look how beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And the taste is really good.
And the
Okay,
lemon curd is also really good if it's combined with the meringue that Gwen will do later from her egg whites. So lemon curd and meringue on top, great combination.
Or do you know, if you prepare macaron, you can put in the middle and it's really good. The taste is really good. Okay, now let's go for the drink.
Is there a recipe for caipirinhas?
Yes. We have this recipe that I will prepare now, and we have another one with strawberry, and you can try, because in Brazil you can use any kind of fruit, but the original is this one that I will prepare now. Okay, we go here.
So it's like a margarita where there's strawberry margarita, mango margarita. See, I learned something already.
Yes, but don't tell this to the Brazilian people, please. Okay. Okay, now we use the butterfly here, and I have one thing that is very important. When you use the butterfly, pay attention. You cannot see here, the maximum speed is 4, because if you put more than 4, the butterfly can fly, and this happened with my first one. And I have in many pieces inside the Thermomix.
And, and Lynette put it nicely recently. She said, speed 4 and no more.
Oh yeah, this is good.
Remember.
Okay, here we go. One more time. I have 2 limes here and I put inside. And 700 grams of caster sugar, is the brown sugar, but in Brazil we use the white sugar to prepare the caipirinha. But
and
let's
so
do it.
Because in Germany, you only get the caipirinha with the brown sugar.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, now we can put cachaça, or that we call caipirinha, or you can put vodka, and with vodka we call caipirosca. And it's good too, because it is, here in US is a little bit hard to find the cachaça. The cachaça is a sugar cane, and is not, and it's not easy to find it, but I use vodka. And I have here 200 grams already. And now I insert this. And just 10 seconds. You know, here the Thermomix, you just need to move the button, because the rest the Thermomix know what to do, like how long and the temperature, and you just turn the speed and you can see the Thermomix tell you where to stop. And like here, I need to stop around the speed 3. But if you go fast, look, speed 2. The Thermomix go by herself. And it's just mixing the lemon with the sugar. And after, I need to add the ice. We just mix, can you see? The sugar with this. And we take the butterfly out. And they said to put in the glasses, but I prefer to put the ice here inside.
So Gwen, are you using an American, an English recipe, or is this a Portuguese recipe?
This, no, is American. It's American. Now the ice. And we go for 30 seconds.
Yeah, everybody has to try the cocktails with Thermomix. I have convinced a lot of husbands with the margarita because they knew they were going to have dinner prepared, but oh my God, that margarita I could have every night.
Taina?
Yes.
Where can I find the recipes for like the liqueurs?
Oh, you just go under drinks, and there's a lot of liqueur recipes, or you can do Thermomix liqueurs. I love like the version of Bailey's. I do a coconut liqueur. I just saved one that is called a pina colada liqueur. So it's with pineapple juice. And oh, there's so many good ones, like a toffee, like a Nutella liqueur. I mean, really decadent.
And do you remember Lynette once she prepared in your house the Baileys?
Yes,
It
the
was
Bailey's.
so delicious.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do Bailey's quite often. So this is also another great gift. And we call the Thermomix our money maker because we don't buy any gifts anymore. We produce them and have them in our glass jars for like $1. And that gift is received probably better than something that was store-bought.
Yeah. Okay, now who wants to drink the caipirinha? I can serve for you.
Me.
I have someone waiting here, my husband. He's waiting for the caipirinha. And
Nice.
cheers. It's so
Cheers.
good.
Saúde.
Try it. Yeah, saúde.
Saúde.
Could you use rum in that?
Huh?
Could you use rum? Because you mentioned sugar cane.
Yes.
You can use
It's
it.
a different taste. It's not the same taste than the original one, but you can try it.
Obrigada.
De nada.
So Taina, do you want me to show you my lava cake?
I'd love to see it. We'd all love to see it. Who wants to see the lava cake?
I want, please.
Woo!
So I put it away. I just sprinkled some powdered sugar on that, icing sugar. So that's how it looks. And then I put a couple of the middle ones didn't set very well. So I popped them in the oven for an extra couple of minutes. So there's a tip. And if you cut into them, there's the oozing of
Wow.
the white chocolate.
And
Let me
it just looks like you copied it from the recipe book. What I love about Thermomix recipes is when they're ready, oh my God, it looks just like in the cookbook. And of course, because they use the exact same recipe and device to prepare it. How is it, Gwen?
It's really good. It's really tasty. There's a nice hint chocolate with a hint of lemon, and it's not overpowering. They're balanced really nicely.
Awesome.
So the sour and the sweet, they're really nicely balanced.
Very nice. And of course, you can not only make desserts and drinks and cleaning fluid and scrub with lemon. Lemon is really good for main dishes. There is a lemon salmon rice asparagus salad that I love. Here's another tip. When you steam your fish on the varoma tray, put some sliced lemons on the varoma tray, place your fish on top of it, and the lemon flavor will be throughout the fish. So you can use lemon in all forms in a Thermomix.
Also, Taina, when you're sous videing, you can pop some lemon on chicken in the bag and then sous vide it for, an hour, and you can set it and forget it, and it cooks beautifully.
Yeah, BG just said, she said that she cannot grow lemons in Seattle. So thanks for tuning in from Seattle, first of all, but I'm sure you have a grocery store and some of the recipes that had the rind on it and are to consume, we always recommend the organic type, which doesn't have all the chemicals. So it's a wrap.
No, Taina, I haven't finished my cleaner.
Oh, your cleaner. Okay, great, Tiffany. Thank you.
It's cooked. I'm going to add in the last ingredient, which is the vinegar. You just pour it in. Again, it's 150. And then you will need to blend it. Again, it's speed 10 for 30 seconds.
And is it on regular speed or reverse?
It's regular.
Just regular.
Yes, 30 seconds. put speed 10.
And here was a good tip in regards to Cook I Do. You can just put lemon in your Cook I Do, and then you see all of the lemon recipes. And then you can say, show me all of the main dish recipes that contain lemon. Show me all of the recipes that take 15 minutes or less. Show me all the recipes that have lemon and sugar. So one ingredient, 1,000 different options.
So now it's ready. And what I always do is I buy all these glass jars like everybody. And then I just pour them in. And then every time if I cook something really heavy, the smell, I don't like it, I just pour some in. And then use the pre-clean function. And then because it's so lemony, and then it do the trick. So I pour them in, and then I always do it like this, put a sticker, and then it will be a very nice gift.
Oh, nice.
So, so how would you use it? Would you, sorry if you mentioned that and I didn't get it. Would you water it down with water for surfaces? Like how would you use it to clean surfaces?
I don't use for surfaces. I use that for cleaning pot, especially my Thermomix pot. There's a pre-clean function. A lot of time when I done cooking, I will pour in water and then I will just pour maybe two spoonfuls of this into the pot that is blended together. So the lemon and the vinegar will wash down all the flavor inside the pot. And then also, a lot of time I use another pot that's stainless steel. I also use this to pour it on and then to scrub it. And also if you are cooking something really greasy oil, like you fry something like me yesterday, I fried something so greasy on the pot itself. So I just pour this with the water in there. And then for some reason, I think the lemon will soak up the oil and then the pot wouldn't become so oil when you're trying to wash it.
Great, I love it. And Gwen was asking if you need to sterilize the jars.
Oh, yes, I do. And then, because
that's of course something you can do in the Varoma.
Yes.
And here's another tip. If you have textile masks or face coverings, you can sterilize them using in the Varoma. Just pop them in with some water, put it on temperature Varoma and steam them, and they will be sterilized. So you don't have to throw them in the wash. You can just do it on the Thermomix. Okay. Great. Are there any more questions?
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
When we use the tray at the Varoma, you know, when you cook fish and you have another recipe down, you don't want that the juice of the fish go through the vegetables of the rice. And like you told us once, you can use this, the filter coffee that you can put here. You open, you can put here, and you can use like this.
And you can, if you wet it in the beginning, it's easier to.
Yeah, it's easy to put. And it's very good tip.
Yes, great. So this is something if you don't have any parchment paper.
Yeah.
In Germany, there's even paper that is cut precisely to the Varoma. So maybe soon here, but
maybe. And one thing that is very important, because before I have my Thermomix, I had the TM5 before, and now I have the TM6. Normally I used to cook every week the same kind of food. And I never try a different kind of food because I was afraid to make mistakes. But with the Thermomix, you just have one work, very hard work, because you have 58,000 recipes. And you need to decide what to cook. And after this, you just send to your shopping list and go to the supermarket. And it's so easy because the shopping list, you can go just by AO to know what you need to buy. And when you arrive at home, it's just to put the recipe here, you follow step by step. Can be easier than this? No. For me,
And
it's
fun,
amazing.
and fun. And maybe
Yes.
maybe soon we'll be able to order the groceries straight from the Thermomix display.
Yes,
so,
I listen about this.
so maybe sometimes in 2020. And everybody who has a TM6, if you know somebody that would love to join our community, you can get up to $350 as your commission for the first customer, basically for sharing something that will improve people's lives. So ask your consultant, ask me about details. We always love referrals because, as you know, we're direct sales. There's no advertisement. So it's all word of mouth. And we would really love if you can help us spread the word, because the US is still a very new market. And any questions, contact any of us. I will include all of the consultants also, Roslaine, Tiffany, and Gwen, and their Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to follow any of them, you can do that. For that, is there any further questions from your side? Any comments? And also, if there's something specific that you would love to learn with the Thermomix, let us know. All we want to do is help you optimize your Thermomix usage. So let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
And now doesn't matter where you are, we have the Zoom to help us.
Yes, we're all together.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Gwen, for your delicious
Thank you, everyone.
cake.
And thanks everyone for
That's awesome.
your bit.
Thank you, Tiffany, for your
Chin chin.
inspiration with the cleaner.
Cheers.
I will do that next. Thank you, Roslaine, for Caipirinha. We all want to be in your house right now.
Okay.
And for everybody who joined, and if you like it, we'll do this again soon. And just look out for announcements.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.